Yes, everyone, welcome back to the show. I had a little mess up there a while ago. Don't know what transpired, but the style and flavor does remind us that I had the real boss, So, therefore, therefore, I mean, it just took over the thing. Yeah? So, let we have it again.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
Hold on. Is it that we have two live up? People? Two live me have up? It look like a two live me have up. Let me check it out. No, go on in that either. Can't two because I delete one. Yeah, it's one. Mm-hmm. All right, so that is solved. That is sorted out. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Sorry for that little sort of iffy and thing there that took place in that one. Intro would never stop. Why? I don't know. So welcome to Rob Smith. Let's talk about Nations League. Bless up Tuffy Rudy. A matter of fact, I'm here for you to tell me about the game, people. This was a humiliating defeat. 6-0. Whether it's a strong team or not, by the stretch of the imagination, 6-0 is a huge defeat. All right, so want to tell me about the game. Tell me about the game, people. Jason Guna, big up yourself. You sure you want to hear about it, coach? Yeah, man. Hey, so me start watch part of the game. And I started watching part of the game, people, and trust me. I don't know what happened, what transpired, but after the first half, when they were 4-0, I watched up to the third goal. Yeah. But it was an abysmal performance, man. Yeah, man. It was an abysmal performance. Balakar, Semagi, and Paris are killer. Balakar, call in and tell me what go on for your game. What your assessment of the game? So Balakar, waiting on you. All right, I just get a text message. Coach, Jamaica team have too many medium pacers. If I can borrow the cricketing terminology, we're slow. We need players like Speedster from Arnett Gardens. All right. So somebody texting stating that The players are woefully slow. The players are woefully slow. Big up yourself, Giovanni. Tired of the results like these. Why may I tell you that's true. But will it get any better soon? Rob Smith said, quick recap. Paris and Maggie is class. Flemo made better decision. JPL players are not good enough. Cousins is not invited to the family reunion in Suriname. Balakar. Cousins is not invited.
Yeah.
Turn
Check,
turn
check.
on turn on the thing now. Yeah man, check.
Yeah, man, me turn on the next phone, man. Let's see how go on now.
Tell me now. Tell me about the match.
Uh,
How you know watch it?
um, yeah, man, watch him man for Eagles, and then the chip out and watch it on YouTube.
Hmm.
No disrespect to Talbot, but if him get a contract elsewhere in a football career, you can just go and use it and try to make some money. You know?
Hmm.
And not everybody deserve in a national team. And not every local player we see rise up to inner the national team. You see me? So you know say Talbot feel with today. You see me?
Mm-hmm.
Topi have a Topi no and then. You see me? Still go stick with Topi because Topi are 22. But you know, I feel not every match be a squad. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Cause him play bad. The you play defense with him. Me nah dash with him neither.
That's a
Cause I
Joel.
first game, yeah, I first game and I told him play with and the two of them slow. That not gonna work out. The left back youth for Cavaliers, no. The youth from Waterhouse, the right back youth. The Romian Owell, the Romian Thomas, I don't know her
Ricardo
name.
Thomas.
Ricardo Thomas, that you can play. That you run right through game, but he need more things to work on.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Waterhouse defensive midfielder. Not gonna work. No disrespect to him, but it not gonna work.
That's a Ramon
We
Owell.
have to get, yeah, man. We have to get somebody more mobile in our midfield.
Mm-mm.
It, you know, work out because us need a
Mm-mm.
still a give Kozo, still a give Kozo a next try. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
We play with somebody with more experience than Oil. You understand? Although a lot of times him to run back and in a run back, coach. That cousin, You understand? In our midfield now, Juna Flemings not play bad.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised with Juna Flemings today, so Juna Flemings look like he mean business.
You say it's a sign
You
of
understand what I
maturity.
say? Yeah, cause he have a lot by going to Europe, playing with bigger players, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Um the youth name Hutchinson now, we not give him a next try because he no show up. I'm see Paula do something, you see me? The striker youth, he no impress me neither, but me will give him a next try. Cause nobody no did it where they feed him the ball like that.
That's a Johnson Clark.
Yeah. That's when Tyreek Maggie come on in and first off,
Mm-mm.
any coach sit down up in his stands. They go ask her who the number 21 player is. Remember I'm telling that coach. Tyreek Maggie a killer and Tyreek Maggie show up. All like people them who they doubt him and they talk bad about him because we hear on a program a person they say, yo, Tyreek Maggie now playing in club and why am I get called up in a national team? And then them a size up the little youth with Tyreek Maggie. And Tyreek Maggie, you understand me? I say, coach, why them a size up the little youth just start play for Jamaica? There is no way you can pick that ball over the youth show them up, coach. Me see where this youth play for Romero. Me say Romero, see Maggie afraid to come to go towards Maggie. Tariq Maggie come on and run in midfield. And then guess where Paula look? Paula take Maggie out of the central midfield and push the little youth tonight now. Where the little youth not play creative midfielder and not understand the role that much. He get play out of the game, he not carry man back second half. You understand? Paris come on can show them say my baller. And that's why me say Paris shouldn't even have to come in at this game where you want to see Paris. Seriously, Paris, no. What you gonna do? Your head go hot, you know. Blade Turgot. Yeah, man. Your head go hot, him now can go the catch and say, boy, me go, you see me? Blade Turgot, good game. I like when you hold him on, run back. You understand me? And you can see say first keeper, big keeper. I'm not a liar.
Bonds.
Yeah, but Barnes are second string same way. But I'm a good keeper. So we just work with a centre back then, you see me? No, a centre back, a third string keeper. I tell about give him first goal, you know. Man just roll the ball on the man foot. But we should they say we get 6-0 and we want to cost the youth them. I don't know how little mediocre man them play against. A world class star the man them play against. You understand me? I say, coach.
Yeah, man, I get what you're saying.
I'm get to find out say man them beat almost the whole like team them what them play against. You understand me? So they not to blame the match here. Whitmore go pick who in what app you talk about Whitmore.
Yeah, living in the past, man.
Yeah, Paul will go pick who in one from this squad to mix with the rest of man them. You see me?
Yeah, for real.
So as when me say, me da use Tariq Maggie, Kaim Paris, the keeper. Me da give back the three English base youth them will come back a call up with Flemings and Turgot. You see me? The striker you come on. They don't say no play bad to the young youth from Jamaica. What's a Chong no play a bad game coming on, but the next youth, where everybody where me always hear them a ball about the youth where they play in MLS.
Desert or Nico?
No man, Nico Bread. Nico Bread. Sorry, but I'm not sorry record. He is gone left him coach. If him a 30. If him a 30, gone left him coach.
Balakar, talking thing like how you're talking, man.
No, yeah, man.
We say gone left him.
30, gone left him. As a striker, you have Chang Young, you know. So we all work with him. You have Boza, you have Antonio, I have Roof. Me no feel say we have green I pack in order. And the same clock. So a 6 that you know, so which part him gone? Yeah man, then should have called up him.
Can't depend on reserve.
But if good on your line, McGregor them depend the reserve coach and McGregor them sitting there them younger. You understand me? So gone on your fucking order.
Yeah.
Oh, you know,
hold on, me see me can add that person upon the call. Hold on. Oh, then say, me add it. No, me can't add it.
No.
Let me call him. Because look like he wants to say something to it upon what you say. Hold on, don't move.
Oh, are you for calling, man?
Alright, me no see it. Me could go and talk.
Hold on, man. When I swipe up your phone, you see add something there, you just press you add the number where they call.
All right, hold on. All right,
I
miss.
probably just will.
But it number in my phone, so
Oh,
me not see it.
So you're not gonna get to them, but the number in your phone.
All right, look like
But coach,
A Sean one call he might call back, you know. You a ball
it
call.
answer too.
Me I go answer it and you are gonna cut off, but you call back and then I add you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Sean, you're live.
Hey, coach, Wagwan.
Oh, go on, we there.
Me nah go stay long. Me
Mm.
just come for talk about Bonds, right?
Mm.
Um, how is Bonds for this game? I'm not saying he's not a good keeper, but how is he a good keeper based on this game? Can I hear people say, yo, Bonds good in this game? How? My thing is, right? Um, the outfield players, or let's say the defense, when the defense feel and broke down, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's your goalkeeper that is supposed to be your last man, your stopper, your shot blocker. Did we see Barnes come through and save anything when the defense break down today?
Yeah, man.
No. Where?
Watch back a game, man.
Okay.
But people them are
Tell
saying
me
I
in
comment.
what half, in what minute?
The people them are saying I comment section if it wasn't for him would I get 10 or 12. So I don't know. I don't watch the game, you know, so I
All
can't
right.
just the first half I watch.
Okay. So that must mean that at some point in time, the defense broke down and it was 1-on-1 and he saved some shots, or somebody takes some shot from 30 yards out or 20 yards out and he saved some shots. What shots did he save today?
No.
I mean,
No, Carla. Behind the run, I defender them. And then come out and save them. Look back for the game again.
All right, wait. So you are saying that at some point in time, the defense fell apart and it was just the goalkeeper and a forward or a striker and he saved a shot.
Yeah.
I need to go back and watch the game then.
Hold on, Carla. You see right through the game, they might run behind the back line. Right through the game. The number 10 get 2 or 3 sit with the score where him come round and I'm on the keeper alone and Barnes stop it. Even one at a time I face it. Defender them fall apart before the game start.
Listen, man, I need to go watch that game there again because as far as I'm concerned, I mean the 6 goals that scored, I was looking.
No. We now say 6 goals scored from that caller, man. Come on, man.
Hold on now. Listen.
Remember saying come off in the second half. You know?
Man of Steel, hold on. We soon call about Man of Steel. Yeah, continue.
All right. So I think 4 goals scored on him, right? 4, yeah. So from the 4 goals that were scored on him, I know say if it was Andre Blake, at some point in time, I would have been like, oh my gosh, look at Andre Blake making a Superman type of save. I did not see that anywhere from him today. So I just don't get how persons are saying that.
You cannot compare.
Which one I goal them in could have saved if 4 score upon him? Which one them in could have saved and then maybe say something.
All right. So I'm not saying that, right? I'm not saying that the goals that scored aren't really goals that the average person is going to see. But what I am saying is there are times when we say Andre Blake, I save shots that are literally point blank. When man shoot from 6 yards out and Andre Blake, I save it. Point blank.
He make one of them save it to them in general.
At what time? I need to go back and watch it.
Well, no, man. When time there, if you come through and get it in front, him and the keeper alone, and he save it. One of them save they make. Listen to what me I say now to you, cause you come like you don't know who they talk. I mean him baller car and I me defend all local baller. But you see when they not play good, me go cuss them. And when they're not ready, then just not ready. Me say that keeper we keep Barnes we keep today a Jamaica second string, not the first string.
All right.
Yeah.
So
You understand me?
so all right. So yes, I'm gonna know who you is still. Let me tell you who I am. I'm Sean Ellis, and I'm utterly unbiased. You get beaten anywhere you come from. You could have come from under a rock. You could have come from under a rock, or you could have come from a high place. No, if I am wrong, I can say I'm wrong, and I need to go back, go watch the game. But me just see people say Barnes have a good game, Barnes have a good game, and I just don't see it. So if everybody say him have a good game, obviously I need to go back and watch this game. I mean, I don't know if
Yeah.
I was just caught up in the whole
Because Sean, me see
emotion
appear
of the game, but
that
I
me
need to
see
go
that
back
the
and watch.
comment, appear that me has to come up in a comment, you know. The man, they must say, you know, watch the game.
Alright,
The man, they
coach.
must say you're biased.
Coach,
Yeah.
coach, check it. No, in no football game, in any league, anywhere in the world, can 4 goals get scored on a keeper in a half, and by any measure he is rated or scored as having a good game. Nowhere, no league. How?
Me go cut you right there, sir. Manchester United keeper. Don't do that, man. If I never him at 25 and 30 we get, man.
Okay, look,
All
but
the while
that's
you hear
wait,
them
hold
talk
on,
And
about
him
that.
get goalkeeper of
Hold
the
on,
year. And then something there.
hold on. But what I am saying is, in a goal where a keeper let in 4 goals in a half,
No, but Sean, you still
do
have to
you
put
see
Sean,
that
hold on.
keeper?
Hold on, Sean. Come on, man. Sean, we know you know the thing. You have to take that into context now. How were the goals scored? Was it defensive errors?
Coach.
Was it
Well, yes,
saves that
yes.
things
Coach,
that
let me put it like this.
the
Let me put it like this.
goalkeeper had no other option. You know what I mean? So you have something there, man.
Coach, Jamaica gave away. All right, let me say, Catalonia scored 2 goals today, and Jamaica scored 4. Right? But at the end of the day, a keeper should be able to
Sean,
at least step up and be the last man and save a shot somewhere, brother.
Sean.
You know what you game, me
Hold on there, Sean. Hold on the
Seriously,
Balakar. Hold on there. Because Sean, there's a flaw in your argument. You know why your argument flawed? Because if you have a schoolboy defender in front of you as a top goalkeeper, it no matter how your skill, how good you are, goal are gonna score upon you.
But
you understand what I say, Sean?
Once the
so that argument kind of flawed in my estimation.
Meaning once the defense breaks down and the defense is breaking down consistently, goals are gonna score,
and that's what happened.
There are going to be scoring opportunities.
And that's
but what
happened.
I am saying is that, okay, I get that part. But what I am saying is that, right, when your defense is breaking down so many times, me need to see you do something, brother. And again, if he did pull off some saves where me never see, I will be the first to come back and say, well, you know, me never see him do this and me never see him do that. But I'm not gonna say I saw him make any great saves today. No, I'm done with that. Move on. Yo, Tariq McGee, baller.
I kill that, man. I kill that. You know, listen,
Tariq McGee, baller. When the JFF posted the starting lineup, I'm gonna say Tariq McGee in at the lineup. Me are the first person to comment on that what are you to do? I mean, what is it that you guys are looking for that you don't see in him? Like, yo, and what is it that he needs to do to prove himself? Listen, Tariq McGee, baller. I mean, apart from McGee, let me see who else had a good game. But let's say,
Jonah Fleming.
No, I think Flemmer played like Flemmer. I'm gonna tell you this, and somebody said it before, and I'm gonna copy what they said. I've seen games with him before where I said that you can never play for Jamaica again because he's just selfish. I did not see that today. What I saw today was what somebody else said. He passed when he should shoot and he shoot when he should pass. So I think today I kind of saw a little bit more maturity from him. Yeah, and I think it's because he has the armband. But
no man, I can't say that caller. But you said the three baller guard in Europe and he get more exposure, man. So that man.
Listen, me don't know. Listen, I don't know what kind of exposure the man can get from playing 6 minutes better. So I mean, if you say at that, then at that. But me, I would say
no, but training with them, Sean.
So
is a big difference.
I got you. Yeah, listen, coach.
So why so much Jamaica ask Hector now play so much minute, bad man?
Listen, coach.
Listen. Come back right round.
Hold on, coach.
Talk,
I got you. Listen, I don't know why I saw the level of maturity that I saw today, and I don't want to debate that. I mean, it could be because he's at a better club. It could be because he's wearing the armband. So I don't want to debate that because that's not the point. The point is I saw a more mature individual on the field because, may I tell you, sometimes I see that you would play and just his demeanor on the field grieved my spirit. I did not see that today. Today, I saw a more mature person that just needs to make better decisions. He passed when he should shoot, he shoot when he should pass. So he did have a better game. I wouldn't say he had an exceptional game, but he had a better game from what I've seen from him before. But today, Tariq McGee, Akeem Paris.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know what them I think. Yo, that you in the squad from how long?
Yeah.
Brother.
Yesterday two talk that we make can admit to it. Paris and
brother.
McGee. Class.
May I tell you, say the you come in at the game and the man is just like a machine, and it's not like he just run up and down and him not do nothing. He's putting in work. I mean, all right, let me say this one last thing and then I'm gonna cut.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen UK players play like the youth when they bring in from Arsenal, right? And when they come to the national team, they fall off significantly. And we can go down the line and name a bunch of people. Bobby Reid, Leon Bailey, etc., etc. They come to the national team and they fall off. They don't look like the person you see playing for the European club. The youth named Paris that played for Jamaica today, even though he didn't score, is the same player that I see playing overseas. And with that, coach, I'm gonna cut. Bless.
Yeah, man.
You hear that the one day? You hear that the one day? And I comment, Bob, send the link, please. Paris and Maggie play good. I hear you now. I hear that. Hutchinson play good, and the English, one English based player play good on a band. You must copy, man. You just not like hard ball and them. You just show you over and over. Stop the bias, man. The youth them play good. Give the youth them props. And Maggie come control the whole game.
All right, Balaka.
Leave Lego up for anything, the man.
Man, I still want a piece. I talking.
Yeah, man, coach. And then if you know, say me know about the game, you know, I talk it as more why me might bias. I understand, but we talk you if you talk.
All right. Yeah, man, cool.
Yeah.
Man, I still we're gonna call you back, you know. Your line hot, you know. All right, see boss I call you.
Yeah.
What go on?
Yo, coach. You know, say, I couldn't never know if I have a number I save. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I never know if I have a number I save. But, yo, you know, say, I long time more I get off of the car because I start listening to the show when my brother they call, you know.
Yeah, Sean.
Um,
Hold on, you mute.
oh, yeah, because me that play a thing a while ago, so I'm past. Coach, you know, say, all right. Everybody who listen to the program, you know, say, Dylan Barton, and I'm my favorite player, and in fact, as me tell enough people, me not based on how the coach outlining rule them and them thing there. Me not think Bar should get invited in that team because he not playing no football, he can't find a team, whatever the case is. So he would be my first choice. But you don't know, so if the ball then get selected, we are going to support them because Jamaica and thing, you see me? But me not agree with Sean. Yo, the man keep good to the bridge. he keep good to the coach. Me I tell you, me can't go on that. He keep good to them. And the two keeper them on display, him by far better one. Cause the other keeper there where you say I talk about goalkeeping error. I never see the last goal score because I never watch a match that far. But me see the fifth goal score, that's a goalkeeping error in a sense. Cause even though I think a two pick away ball, but a brother will score, a brother will pass it across the face of the goal. He overdrive the ball, keeper should have come close him a long time. I feel like if the Barnes there, so based on how I see Barnes approach the game today, he would concede a goal there. You see me? But I guess I'm first match on young and things still, so you don't know, we don't want to use one match to judge about them and say you're race still. You see me? But as me watch it, you watch along with management today, I comment to the stream and say, yo, Mr.
How you gone? Boss, I reconnect. Yeah, what you say? You comment in a stream or so? Look at man, still gone, you know. Alright, think we call back. Internet drop. Cataract, what go on?
Go on, coach. Whatever that I thought about watch that one in a comment section. I said, please and thanks. I have manners. I don't know where to come from.
Caller, big up yourself. Thanks for calling.
Right.
What go on,
Come true,
Robert? Big up yourself.
Take your medication.
Jano, call, liquor, it off, call. Chaja. Brian.
Yeah, coach, you know hear me now?
Yeah, man, yeah, I know. You call it straight and lick off everybody off.
Oh, Jaja. Yo, cause even know what going on with the WhatsApp. But let me just finish up still. Let me say still. As me I say, me I tell money's bound to the on the street. I'm sorry for Barnes, cause about 2 or 3 match bounce for Jamaica and about 10 goal in concede, you know. If memory serves me right, he concede 4 in our next match. You see me? But he kind of unfortunate for him still, cause yo, he defender them feel him, brother. Me I want a man them where I kind of appreciate when the local man them get a chance still, cause you don't know, but yo, him man them feel to the hopefully, brother. You know, Topi, someone need to work on his game and come back, brother. Him gone, bridging, yo, the man
Topi
gone,
work on a trophy.
No, Topi gone, brother. Him gone. Him for work on him game, brother. Talbot, you know, warm to him, brother, but he must go put in some more work, brother. Talbot, good little youth and thing. Ziminis, nice little talent and thing, but if he want to play right back, he must learn to defend, boss. The man cannot defend, brother. The man cannot defend. He cannot defend. And people used to always cuss when the media overview never start. But maybe we see the reason now why the coach decides to have a better defensive left right back and he must start that player there, brother. You see me? But a good youth, him at 17, you don't know, now go kill him and thing, but he must go learn to defend, brother, because the man cannot, him defensively, him weak. You see me? He must go learn to defend. surprisingly to most people, but Ricardo Thomas, he look like one of the better local players for the most part of the game I'm watch. I don't even know, I don't know if him come off, but he was playing left back and he never did play so bad. Him come on when I play right back. And him have an okay game. Yes, him give a fair account of himself. The cavalry with him, Kenroy Campbell. Him come on and him not look bad either. But him have to get used to the pace of international game because there were when him have the ball and make some pass, you can see him have the quality, you know. But you know, international game, you don't get much time on the ball. See, Ramon Owell, he don't look like him ready for the level, boss. A good youth and thing, but I don't know if him have an injury or something, but the man just looks slow, him get caught. Yeah, him do some good defensive work in spurts, you know, but he have to step up there in game, brother. I tell you, man have to step up there in game, man. You know me, I man ever say, yo, local man get a chance and thing, but when they're woeful, you have to tell them to, yo, no, woeful, and have to go work on the game and forward back again, brother. And when I have to say about Maggie, the only problem is if on management stream today, Maggie needs to find a club and go play some football, boss. Because if him have the ability, him just probably need to go find a club or find an agent or so. Well, him have a new agent now, but him need to find a club because he can see say him have the ability and he can fit in, but question mark how cast beside the name is every time when national team are pick, he might get selected and him not playing in club. And the moment him have a half game, it pressure go hard upon him.
Yeah, but many times him not play for no club, and every time him coming at the national team, him one of the standout players.
Yeah, coach,
this
that's
me here.
Yeah, coach, but me now dispute about that's what I said. All right, take out a national team. For him own personal gain, he need to find a club. So, he need to find a club. I really want to find a club in Europe or a top professional club where I play football consistently because he have the ability to be a top footballer. But you one team of Belgium, you play some under 21 and you barely make a match day squad. You not really see a true potential. And over time, I tell you, coach, after a while, it's going to left him, the pace of the game. I tell you, if him continue on that spear, would not play in a club and thing, after a while, it will catch up on him. Even though him talented and thing. But some would really want him to try to find a club and get in. I never really seen enough of Nico Brett. John Clark also look like a bad player. I think he deserves a next opportunity. Jordan Cousins, there was a time when I didn't even know him on the field. But as I say, I don't really want to use the one game to judge him on him. Because I don't know the one game where the man them got one pick-up team and them train one day before match and them not get a chance to, you know? I don't really want to use that to judge him on them till, but especially the overseas man them, I think them deserve a next chance. But as I say, and me not just talk about the reason why I can pressure local man them, and it's not just fact say them make poor passes or you can say them not in sync with the man. The man them just look like them can't manage the football bridging, control and pass and them thing they look half, brother. For the man them. The man them just have beat them easily and them thing they see it. So the man them have to go work on them game, brother. And the local league and the thing is that if the man them set them standard on the local level, when them get them opportunity at them, are going to show themselves. Because international level, they leaps and bounds ahead of our local league and the slow thing and take your own time and do what you want to do. No, can't work. But I disagree with the caller still. As I tell you, Dylan Barnes is my favorite player, but you have to call a spade, Virgin. First off, outside of him, I tell you, probably would have conceded about 7, brother. Him keep with a game, him keep with a game a whole lot. Him keep with a game, and even when we are lose and thing too, you don't know sometimes as a player, if you concede goal, you know, you drop a guard and thing, but him put in a good shift. It's just unfortunate that the players around him never really give the support as much as. And if you notice some of the goal them too, some of them have 3 and 4 people in the box and we have 1 and 2, brother. I don't think him can not much for them goal in terms of him save them or whatever. Him pull off some good saves and him cut him angle and him use up him box and thing well. But and even with him too, he needs to find a club too, brother. If I know England, go to Scotland or somewhere, Bridging, go play some football, because he might get called into question too, you know, and you see me? So, but him do a fair job today still. Me not gonna say him was at fault, none of the goal him score. I mean, probably for one of them, him could have do a little bit better. I think the second goal, ball beat him in near post, so I think he could have done better, but a point blank range, and him make an effort, and the ball, it doesn't work out for him. And the next year, the ball would have probably go to the direction, hit off of him or deflect off him and make a save, and it probably would have been different. But outside of that, I don't think there's nothing else I think he could have do. I mean, distribution, the man have the ball about 7% of the time, you know, brother. So I think they have a complaint for him about distribution. But I think he have a fair game. And I not agree with the next caller where I say, he man poor and thing, brother. But the general thing is, you say when you hear a score and you say a man concede 4 goals, brother, the first thing you look on a keeper defense line, you know, you say, they were an awful game, you know. So probably because he don't watch the game, that's why he must say that.
No, Sean say him watch the game, man, but probably he have to go watch it again to realize.
No, you know watch it, coach. Coach, you know watch it. Coach, you know watch it. You know watch it. Coach, you know watch it. He couldn't watch it after that. Coach, you know watch it.
Well, Sean send me a link, you know, so me have somebody saying watch it, man.
Coach, you know, man. As somebody send it to him and he send it. You know watch it. He couldn't watch it. Coach, you know watch it. He couldn't watch it. If he watch it, he would have said that. Me I tell you, if he could have said, Coach, he couldn't watch it and say that, man. He couldn't watch the game and say that. Yo, Virgin, he couldn't watch the game and say that. Yo, some of the time, you know, as me tell the management stream, and I tell the manning some manning. Me as one time I say poor Dylan Barnes and manager, I say manning, and of course me custom, you know, I'm sorry team, brother. Because the man against the world, Virgin. And who fi tell? Me not gonna say if Blake in the goal, he would have saved some of them goals. Probably them that kick past him to Virgin. Probably them that kick him too. Yeah, probably would have saved two of them. Probably some of my ball when Dylan Barnes saved. Probably they could have saved them too. So you can't say if Blake in, and I like say the goal them cost by goalkeeping error in a way after. If an better keeper in a goal, he would have saved them goal. When them score some good goal, brother. I mean, maybe they could have saved some of them, but equally as I said, maybe some of them are born save would have scored from Blake too. And maybe if Blake in a goal, the result will be the same 4-0 in the first half. I say the last goal I scored, but I say the only goal let me see what I can say a goalkeeping error in a sense, are the goal I scored on the core, the first goal I scored on him. I think the player over dribble and him could have come and claim the ball or make it a bit more difficult. But the man have to lift up them game, brother. The local man them 3 local players there, you have to get with it, brother, or it have to left them. Well, he left them already, you know, so they have to go catch up. The other man them from overseas, I think they deserve a next chance. Omari Hutchinson, all them other players. I think Cameron Lacey get a little cameo. Nico Brett, I never watch a full game. When him come on, him look good in a spurt, is what I see in terms of pressure and anything. So maybe them deserve a next chance. We don't know if they might get a game against Uruguay or whatever it is. If they can improve themselves. And Lacey is a youth of under 20 age too, so he can develop over time. So if Paul just something at him, if him just something at him, we allow him to give him an international call up or a friendly call up or whatever you want to call up. I've seen a team call up at 18, 19, then obviously he must have something where can work with going forward. Me hope him not tape off and get that show like what the brother name when he play for when he was 17 to or 18. Michael Seaton. I don't even know what he might do now. Yeah, so I hope him not go down that same part still, but me never expect for win, to be honest. Me never expect for win. I mean, the scoreline probably, I mean, it disappointing to us as fans. But it could have been more. I think we'll get some few opportunities at goal where, I mean, for the next day, probably would have scored them there. Fleming, last thing. Fleming, we remember talk about Fleming.
Yeah, because Cataract a long time, you know.
Yeah, to be honest, me not think Fleming play as bad as they make him out to be. To be honest. I think they might use in previous performance them to judge him. I think they might use in previous fact them to fry him. And I guess him attitude and them thing, them probably people still gonna use them thing. That's why they must say, first impression last. But I don't think him do as bad as him make it out to be still. But I'll give this one a chance because you don't know me. I'll go on.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself. Cataract.
All right, Coach. Good evening. Good evening, viewers and subscribers. Well, I'd really come on in response to Sean, but the last caller addressed some matters. So I'll try to be quick. First, the coach, this is the expected result. We went there for a curry goat match and we got our goat curried. But the man them never did upon the curry goat business. You understand? Um, Clearly, again, I think it happened with the reggae girls against Grenada. The younger reggae girls against Grenada, or thing when we just underestimate teams.
But do you
And
think that we underestimated that team?
of course, I also think that
I don't think so.
I certainly think we did. If we had respected Catalonia, we would not put out that team that we did today.
And
Coach,
can it
coach,
be
at least,
also
at
on the other
least,
end, Cataract?
no, coach. But listen, you know, what? Let me just vent my thing, and then you can ask. I don't want the if, and, but, or suppose. The team that was put out today cannot defeat Catalonia. I counted at least 5 or 6 players who came through the Barcelona youth system and that Barcelona youth academy trains you in one way. So they understand the style of each other's play. Now, the truth of the matter is, coach, the result flatters Jamaica because I think 10-0 would have been a fair result. I think Dylan Barnes was the man of the match. He kept shame out of the eye. And I think Sean Ellis is either provocative or I go and claim saying just don't know football. Dylan Barnes was not at fault for any of the goals, and he pulled off some stunning saves to keep the game as a match in the first half because it could easily have been 7-0 by halftime. Coach, you also have to put things in perspective. This is not a well-oiled team that plays together all the time, the Catalonia team. So they are pretty much in the same boat as Jamaica, meaning they play maybe 1 or 2 matches a year. Or I think the last match they played was against Venezuela in 2019. You can correct me, or 2020. You can correct me if I'm wrong. And the last time they played, you had Gerard Piqué and what's his defensive partner from Barcelona. The mainstays were the men in the team. There are a lot of lessons to learn. And I think when you go into a match like this, you can't look at the result, coach. Although you do have to look at the performance. So I'm not caught up in the result. We got beaten. We got beaten. It's not gonna affect our rankings. We were trying out new players, many with no pass, some with no passport. You know, my disappointment is that we brought players who had been given at least 2 or 3 or 4 opportunities or 5 opportunities, as in the case with Jamoy Topi, and seemed to be expecting better. Coach, you and I were at the stadium when Jamoy Topi could not complete a 50-meter wind sprint. That's what I call it. It's a wind sprint, I'm calling it, coach, when you run from the line to the half line.
Yeah, some people call that or a fly.
Yeah,
Fly.
a flying sprint. He couldn't compete, coach. Him bust after 30 meters and sit down. And that's the player we saw out there today, unfit, unready to represent Jamaica. So my overall assessment is them get what them deserve. Right? Failing to prepare is preparing to fail, and all those adjectives. So the two teams, in terms of preparation, are equal because really and truly, Cucurella and the other guy from Southampton, their season just finished on Sunday. Brighton and Southampton played on Sunday, not sir, coach? So I asked the question, why was our Premier League players not on the field today. If I were Catalonia, I would be looking to the JFF for some refund or something, because the half a stadium, I think they would have made a loss on the game, coach, because I think they were expecting the Leon Baileys, the Mikel Antonio certainly, and I heard this name mentioned at least 2 or 3 times in the Spanish broadcast. Ethan Pinnock, although I know Ethan Pinnock is injured, right? But those are the caliber players they would be expecting to draw a full house. So based on things, I'm one who beats Tyreek McGee bad. In terms of the outfield players, I think Tyreek McGee was the best of the outfield players. That's without a shadow of a doubt. But was he good? No. Because I think the worst Catalonia player was better than the best Jamaican player on the day. But Tyreek McGee certainly was the best Jamaican outfield player that was there. And I, as one who gave it to him, I have to eat a little humble pie, and say that of all the other players, he performed. Junior Fleming, I think it'd be unfair to say. I think people might be using his past to judge him. He was one of the three best players for Jamaica on the field. But if you were grading them out of 10, coach, I don't think nobody get 5 out of 10 for Jamaica. None. But Junior Fleming acquitted himself as he had to do. He showed some maturity with the captain's armband, but then he had the moment of selfish madness, when he should have left the free kick to Omari Hutchinson. Either he doesn't know Omari Hutchinson and Omari Hutchinson's dead ball prowess, but he certainly should have left that free kick to Omari Hutchinson. Let me go down the front of the line. But let me pause and ask if you agree with anything so far, and if you saw things differently.
Yeah, man, I have some comments to make, but let we get one done MUFC online. Go ahead, one done. You're live.
Yeah, big up, Qatar.
Yeah, up top.
Coach, the players them on the city there that have a good game, a okay game. Terry, Maggie, Paris. You see Paris, I love when you install in a game now, recreate. I see him defend, I see him chase back attacker. I love that in a game. And the goalkeeper Barnes, the goal them where score against him, I think he could have saved. Probably one of them want to beat him on near post, but that the ball, I think nobody else can save me. And Flemings, with the captain man lead the team good. Me have to give him that. Look like say since in Europe, he might mature more and more. Yeah, and sitting there, Tergat look hungry, and then Tergat look like a player who willing to track back and help. But one thing I say, coach, you see the local players them, they're not really game fast enough. The game at this level too fast for them. Can't read the game. You see all Thomas and Tope, I don't know what Tope need to go up on his fitness. Tope definitely need to go up and then learn to read the game. Because I see them just run out in the tackle them and run out per man and then I read the second ball, the third, then I read the game good. They need to step up big time. Unless the man get left behind quickly. Yeah, and the midfield, we definitely need some midfielder. Because we midfield last. Nobody in the midfield. Man, them just a cut through midfield and we backline like I just cones and standing people. Nobody, no sir. It never look good. But the attacker them alright still. And one thing I will say, see the players them, Jamaica players them, top MLS and USL, that now go improve them, coach. Them have to go Europe. Europe teach them a game for read the game more quicker and up then game more. Cause when Chung come on, is the Chung, me see when he come on, me read the game good and he quick to the ball. Them are sitting there more than when me they see what they're playing at the Jamaica Premier League. The Jamaica players them need to target Europe more. And MLS and the USL now help them. Me see that. We can see that in them. Because I see that with Fleming. Fleming mature more since in France. And the JFF them, me I beat them because you can't have a game like this and one training session the coach I get to the players them. What the coach ever do? What the game client coach can teach the player them. And a new player them that don't know themselves, no chemistry in the team. That can't work. It's said thing like what top of the day we are recycling said strategy back again. No sir, the players them need to get 3 to 5 training sessions together to understand what the coach wants from them and see where the best lineup the coach can put out there.
Yeah.
So that me have to say. Big up yourself and big up Ketara.
Alright, big up yourself. One Man UFC. Yeah, man. Yeah, so the scoreline to me is not a good one. Jano. Carla, good evening. You're live.
Blessed coach, how are you? Kevin.
Yeah, man, Kevin. Big up yourself.
Coach.
Yeah, man.
Everybody has a Fleming's mature. Really and truly. Me give him my credit on me give them credit on that one to say. But Fleming's still selfish. There's a lot of ball today where Fleming hold on and him could have easily passed. Omari Hutchinson on the wing a lot of time. Fleming could have just easily give him the ball out there. Fleming's a try to hold on the ball too much. Even though he never have a bad game, I can say that, yeah, but still a maturity, but the selfishness, Fleming still need to let go that. My takeaway today, Joel, the Latin body here, the youth will play defense. Personally, for me, I see a lot of good things in him in terms of his playing ability from the back. His passing ability is really good. But Topi make him look really bad, boy. I mean, I tell you, I don't know why we keep a try with Topi, but I tell you, boy, Topi are going to get a whole heap of beat. I mean, I tell you, boy. Coach, I don't know what. Is either Topi head piece, not there in a football no more or something, but boy, the youth let me down bad. For a man, we have been for him and I said, boy, yeah, being in the squad, boy, I'm disappointed, man. I tell you. But they were really disappointed, but I saw it go. I one of them days there. I think we could have carried better defenders. I think we have a lot more better defenders in Premier League where we could have given a chance. I think Zemini is showing that the big league kind of big on him in many ways. I think he has a lot more to grow, so we can go and work with him. Overall to the team, like Paris. Paris come on and play well. Blair Turgott play well. I think John Zakar could have get a little more. Johnson Harris Clark could have get a little more ball up front. He never looked bad either. So we have a good thing looking at. Most of the new players they never look too bad going forward. To be honest, most of the new players. I think Owen let me down today too. Cause me that been team look water your ball at the but. Him look last. May I be honest. Man look really last, brother. Man just last on the field. Another little youth from Waterhouse, he never play bad either. The left back and then him switch to right back. Forgot him name. But him never look too bad. I think him look better than even 7 years to me going forward because he was tackling and going forward. But today, even though we lost that bad, really take away a lot of positive from the game and hope we can put a good team going forward with a mixed
lot of positive.
You know?
Carla, a lot of positive. A lot of positive.
Yeah, Cataract. It's a Cataract. Come on. You expect we never beat Catalonia with that team?
No, I did not expect that we are going to beat Catalonia, but a lot of positive is when you hold the scoreline and make the game competitive. at no time in the 90s.
Yes,
You see the
sir.
people
In a
that
defense
hold
line
on.
like that.
Hold on, a bad man. Hold on, a bad man. Bad man. This is the second game in a row that I am watching where the referee blow off the match pan Jamaica. It happened in Canada,
But yes, sir,
and it
with the
happened
team
again
where the man
today.
carries a pickup team to just look at people. So you have to
Yes,
take the positive from it. Look how the man
but
them play. You can't just bash. Remember, say it's a
no,
practice game.
no,
It
man.
don't mean nothing to a ranking. You have to just
I
take out the
just
positive, brother.
I just said that, but there's not a lot of positive. There's
I
not a
agree
lot of
that we play
positive.
a part, but there's a lot of positive in players where we can use to go forward, brother. That's what me I talk about. Me not just talk
But
about the bad.
I respect our next man. I respect our next man position. But Catalonia is playing a pickup side. Those players don't play together normally, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Even
they're
if
playing a pickup
Catalonia
side as
play a
well.
pickup side, the man them far advanced that way.
Yes,
See
the
man
quality
them
of the
we are at
Catalonia.
1.5 and the man them up there, the man them there at 3.0, brother. The way the man them a move fast. You see how slow we are move in especially Topi. When him touch it, when Topi control the ball, him take 10 seconds to control the ball, brother.
Yes. And so what positive can you take out of that?
I take passing of looking at the new players. See what they have going forward. Man like in Paris, we never see Paris playing a good while, and today him give a good account himself. We drop later out of how much games were gone, and he give a good account of himself today, showing that he have something to go forward.
But what it gave us is more questions than answers as to why those two players were not included in the last round of things.
But Qatar,
more question and answer.
But Qatar, the caller look at it as positive, so you can't downplay his view on it.
No, I'm not. No. When he said a lot, coach, that's when it got to be a bit
just look on the game today and the team that was carried. No, me expect a drumming. Me I gotta be honest. Me did expect like a 10-0 because when we see the defense line with Talbot, Kofi, and them Monday, come on. We did expect better. Give Dylan Barnes credit because he keep well today, brother. The man keep well, and we as Jamaican did I say the man not good. So admit the fact we see something where we never see in the man, brother. We see the man today. Dylan Barnes show up, shame a whole heap of Jamaicans today, even myself. Because we did I say the man not good. Coach, allow me I tell how much man that was Dylan Barnes. So we go to England go take up keeper and him not good. Allow me I tell.
People did just say that and another thing, yeah. They just say now I'm playing a ball.
To them put a whole heap of we to shame. I'm not going to go around the bend. Dylan Barnes put me to shame today because me did have it say not good. So like you can't just I look for say boy more question and answer. I agree with what you said that it's a bad game, but there are positive. We see people we can use to go forward.
Here, what I'm asking you is, hold on. What I'm saying to you is,
yes, sir.
The players who you said who gave, and I will use this term, glimpses or flashes of of a little quality. Not that they had a good game.
Yeah.
They gave flashes of quality, and certainly Kaheem Paris and Blair Turger. The question is, remember that Kaheem Paris was called up in January to the Peru match, that's all?
Yes, but he never come.
So the question, no, I'm saying
the first we are seeing in a while,
listen what I'm saying to you, man. Listen what I say. It's not a bashing thing for me, and someone need to get bashed with a big stone. But I am saying, could our World Cup have been saved if we never discarded Blair Turgott? And if the JFF had done the correct protocol things in terms of COVID regarding Kaheem Paris and his COVID testing? Is an administrative reason why Kaheem Paris left from here to go back to somewhere, go get COVID testing in Europe?
Him did have COVID, Qatar.
So I'm saying there are more questions.
They have COVID.
Questions than
last time he carried Paris,
answers.
Zin, So even though, yeah, today's
The
a bad game
Peru match,
compared to
coach, and I'm
Catalonia, coach.
saying after the COVID thing, for
Me
him to
nah go, me
be
nah go, me nah
in
go
the
kill the youth them.
window.
Know what I mean? That's my 2 cents.
All
So me
right,
give
all
another
right,
man the
Kevin.
talk, coach.
All
Left
right,
it.
Kevin, big up.
Yeah, man.
Where's the Qatar?
Nobody's killing the youth. But everyone, but everyone, uh, respect, respect. So, coach, I want to just finish before everybody thinks negative with the point. I just said that.
Oh, well, but I know me did to answer a few things before you start back.
Tyreek McGee was the best outfield player, and he again showed glimpses and flashes of. But I haven't said me never start the million yet. Me no reach head coach. So we have a conversation. Coach Minzy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Huh?
like you did that
Coach.
in
No,
or
you said
out
you
a
had
while
some
ago. Me never
comments.
hear.
No, you said you had some comments, coach. It's raining heavily here. So I don't know. But you
The
said you had some
internet in and
comments. I'm
out.
gonna let
Okay.
you comment.
Yeah, man. In terms of the berating the team, I don't think they did. Remember, this was a friendly that is not going to affect our rankings. So I think it was one of the best time to bring in some players to look at them to see what they can do, how well they play in the system. So I don't think they berated the team based off the players that they selected. I mean, you're not going to see that in a competitive game where you're going to have a Michaela, Leon Bailey. So careless what the commentators want to say. The coach is doing his job. The commentators are doing their job, and they want to have the best names to call when they are calling the game. So that's what I will say on that. In terms of the Catalonia team is a pickup team, I understand that. However, these players, of course, they play together. Even if they don't play directly together, if you notice the Spanish teams, they play practically the same type of football. So any player can come together and just fall into a team and just start to play. And it come like they have been playing for, because what? Throughout their system,
I
throughout
agree.
their development, throughout their infrastructure, at the same type of ball game they play. So it wouldn't be difficult for a Catalonia team that we can call a pickup team to do much better
I
than a
hope you
Jamaica
I
pickup
hope
team,
you'd use a
because
big
the
word and
Jamaica
say
pickup team
I hope you'd
is
use a big
basically
word and
trying
say
to develop.
football philosophy. I hope you'd have
I
said
didn't hear that,
footballing
Kevin.
philosophy. I said I hope you'd have been saying they have a footballing philosophy,
Yeah, that's essentially what I'm saying. So
right?
it's easier for
Um,
them to have a pickup team going up against a Jamaica's pickup team who are trying to develop a philosophy. You understand?
so let me
That's my take on those 2 points.
so they okay. I think it is reasonable. It's reasonable. I wouldn't argue that. Coach, where the thing broke down is in the middle of the park and the back line.
Mm-hmm.
The central defensive pairing, and I'm going to save that for last because everybody know where I'm going to say, right? The Catalonia went through us like knife through butter. They had their way with us when they wanted, if they wanted, when them not feel like they no bother, but when them feel like them just, you know what I mean? They had us. I'll keep it clean. You know, they just had us like their beer. You know what I mean? Like them gal. When they feel for link with them link with, but they sliced and dice the midfield of that pairing of Howell and Jordan Cousins. Jordan Cousins was anonymous for the first half. He got a little bit more into the game in the second half, but he was anonymous. And I think we can have a discussion about the CDM position. The wings, Thomas, the youth from Waterhouse, he didn't give up. I mean, he wasn't the worst. So
Me not hear Qatar.
I'm not saying something, but is he no? But he tried. Oh.
Caller, good evening. You're live on the show.
Yeah, good evening, coach. You see a statement where you just make.
Mm-hmm.
Great for that.
What that?
Because because you have Nicholas Antalado or some name, you have Christian Ateo, you have Gerard, Maria Christian Ateo from their high school. So I know the ball of them. And all of them come from Barcelona. So I know how the Barcelona player them stay. And I know the philosophy where them do. So it's easy if you just come in and do a 1-2. Jamaica don't have a philosophy. Jamaica is now trying to put a philosophy in place. Now, the fact whenever they want to call until when I know Paul Alado well, because the comment section nowadays people are just say, oh, Paul need to go, Paul need to go. But in fact, you need to give him the right time as when you give such man the same chance when you give Tapper, and same chance when you give Paul Hall. And in due season, you will see what you can see what Paul Hall do. And the truth and fact, the JPL players them do match up to the overseas players. If you notice, the overseas players who work overseas, not just the players them were born overseas, the one who work overseas, there's difference in quality between them. You understand? So you have to have a philosophy before you go move on. So when them a say the 6 this and the 6 that, this is a team not even one training session properly them get. So you understand? So and they not coming the guy named Lati Body never play with Tofi yet.
Mm-hmm.
Him cousin never play with Howell yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Howell. But the guy named Mr. Hutchinson never play with Maggie. He never play with Harris. He never play with none of them. So until we get the proper philosophy and get the team gel, then you go see the real Jamaica team. Just have faith. And if Paul Hall get them overtime and then him don't get them overtime and him don't manifest what I'm supposed to do, then we can beat him and bash him and thump him in the face and send him out. You understand? But now we really need to get them gelling, get the prospects where we know we can do the work into the team. Local players not ready yet. And I think this is what me think. I think they said the JPL is a semi-pro. This is what me hear Craig Butler say years ago. Him say the JPL player, the JPL must be like the 15-year-olds and the 16-year-olds, and the persons who are come back from after like a 32-year-old player like a Teddy Johnson, come back in the league and gradually fulfill him what I'm learning overseas. So him pass on to the youngsters as both them reach 19, 18, them supposed to go overseas to learn more and build upon them their skills. Talent alone I go do it. Reading at the game, I go do it. Reading at the game, chemistry, the understanding of the whole game, I go do it. We can't just sit down there and say, oh, Paul, lose so much time. And Paul just come in, top of the team for over about how much years? About 10 years? Before we find him come off and him come on. So I'm supposed to have done better than what he done before. So just give him a little chance and I see where Mr. Paul is going. And I see where him are feeling the little youngsters. As what him say, in the after before is that he want to cut the age of the team. So we just have to take a little time because if we get somebody like Hutchinson is a great player for coming in the squad. Mm-hmm. And Tyree Maggie is a brilliant player. I just believe that we must just scrap the people them who are not good and build up the other. There are one or two players in the JPL, don't get me wrong, one or two players in the JPL that can come up in the team. But right now, I'm not see none of them except King and Zimini. I'm not see, me not really make me not really think Zimini make it yet until me see him playing a really good game. Then I understand. But King is a brilliant player. So we just have to wait until Paul Hall come up and do what we have to do. That's how I have to say, coach. But I like the comment where you say, I never ever come on and say anything because I wait until when, because some of the persons in the comment section are big Paul Hall, but I wait till when Paul Hall successful and I have to see where them are going to comment. But thank you to hear me. All right, sir.
All right, respect. All right, you see this thing about the JPL players, them and whatever. It was a team that played, people. Let us not try to segregate them. It was a team that got the 6-0, and it was a pickup team, like I said earlier, that has no philosophy. So all on earth we were expecting anything different. Yeah. So I mean, it was a bad game. I started watching the first half and I stopped. Honestly, I stopped watching. Third goal, it's still an issue. We can't deal with crosses. The third goal, boom, decent cross coming in, boom, in the back of the net. Nobody not pick up the player. So we have a lot to do. Jairus, big up yourself.
Yeah, good night, coach.
Yeah, man. Blessings.
I have a couple of questions to ask.
Ask me?
In regards to the game. You want everybody else.
Okay.
All right, so watch this now, coach. How many of these players will be in the final 23 or 27 for the Nations League?
I don't think many.
And why do you say that, coach?
I don't think many because I don't think this one game can. Well, it probably depends still, and depends on what the coach is really looking for. But I don't know. I don't think of many of them. You might have a Paris, you might have a Dylan Barnes. Asterisk over Joel. Yeah. Me no think of no fact. Remember, some of him core players them, so he might go try for infuse, and I don't think it's gonna be a lot of these players. It can't be half of this team.
But no, coach, but we are look funny logically and we are look funny the way there.
Jairus.
Yeah.
May I hear the feedback in the background? So turn down.
Hold on. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. When I go for do it, I never remember to do it. I get caught up in the car. Anyway, yeah. Sorry about that. We are look funny logically and we are said based on the performance. And we're not going to take a one game, I said. You know, such and such money to India and based on the performance, we don't know we can't pick out a bunch of players say them about in our team. But think about this, coach. Remember, say Paul Hall it kind of have one little row with some of the players. You know.
We never show up, yeah.
When he call on the club, yeah. So that he's looking for replacements.
Could be.
Even though
could be
in the article, even though in the article will come out in the Mirror, you know, him did say, or not, it was not him still, it was Fitzroy Simpson who said that the team are going to build around man like Antonio, Bobby Reed, Leon Bailey, but given that we don't hear from Paul Hall himself, you know, we can't be 200% sure about that.
That's true.
So we are trying to be a little cautious and I say, yo, is it that him look for replacements? But my question is, let's say that was the case. Are them a money look replacements from? That's my question.
You can't work for all of them.
Disrespect no baller.
That's why
they can't pick themselves. But
that's why I say it cannot be all of them.
Some of them.
In Jairus, that's why I say it can't be all of them.
Yeah. Exactly. So, what was the goal of this game then? What was the end goal? If you look at a couple players alone,
It looks so.
then hold on now. So
Or they
hold
had
on.
to fulfill this
So
thing.
for all,
Hold on. Jairus, remember this game was supposed to
yeah,
play.
I understand that.
Yeah, so I wonder if I
For
that
2020.
yeah, to just fulfill the bookings. And then we just say, all right, see some player we want to look for. I could show them in.
But coach, come on now, coach. If you play the man them for 2020, so it's the man them anticipate the play because them not play for 2019, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why we do this to them? Why we not come with a good team? Yes, you might want to look at players, right? But we can still look at players in a friendly like this. We're not even it's not even a call, you know. A friendly will go affect with rankings, right? So we can sub on basically almost as much players as we want. So why we never come with a solid team of experienced players? There's a player ready.
You see.
Man, we know so we are go. Man, we know so we are going to use going forward. Right? And then we just blood in someone here and there throughout the game. Right? Especially after halftime, regardless of the score.
Right.
Right?
But probably his approach is different than Jairus. You and I would do something like this. But he has a different philosophy. So that's how he's gonna work on it. Because I mean, in reality, end of the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Players just finish them season. I hear Cataract mention it. Players finish them season. Why them couldn't get some of these players? But really and truly, you think players will come for a game like this, knowing that they just finish a hard season and this game is just like a non-FIFA date and all of that? I mean, in reality, I don't think they would come. So this game essentially would have used to some new players or some replacement players, as you say, for bringing in the team or to add to what we already have.
All right, coach. All right. Good point. Solid point, coach. Watch this now again.
Yeah,
watch this again. They'll give you 2 points for that 1 point. One. What kind of player? Right? I know the what I call it now, the commitment squad I perk up their ears for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Why me don't want one player on my team, I go tell him look for me and tell him say this is him not come for them type of match. Right? Why me don't want them on my side, brother? Right? I mean I set up to please the commitment. Commitment squad. I say that to please them, but try to understand where me I come from.
Me see where you come from. Me see where you come from in a Jairus.
With some experienced professional players of quality, you're gonna tell me say you can't show. What you doing on my side, brother?
No, all right, but look on this. All right. So point
never get into the second point.
Right? No man, one at a time, man. Right. One at a time. Suppose him never. All right, go on. Go on, James.
All right, listen what I'm saying. Right. Let's say more lenient than me. Let's say more lenient than me, right? And him say, all right. See, as they don't want to come, they go look for, try use this for look for some of the players that we have eligible to us out there, right? They go come on like Topia, you know what Topia for half already, right? Call about on them man now. Them man they get them chance already. The space of them man they pick up in our team, right? You probably could have, you probably gonna regret saying this, but you probably could have even searched for better JPL players and carry them. Or you examine the man them overseas were eligible to play for we and declare that they're interested. Man like Ishan, Bernard and them man there. Put them on the another game, right? Instead of coming like Topia and them on the way, you see already and know so they're not up to this, brother. Put them on another game, and we can see what they have to offer. Put them with someone with experience, though. So you're going to have Pinnock injured, so you probably have well, I think him injured, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no.
And then low active in the league right now.
In a MLS, you know.
Right, you see the point of me I make now, J-Ross?
I see why the back line like how it look.
Right. Plus, it could be
Time.
well on the J-Ross. It could be a scenario where the players that he did not call you would have already seen them playing his system throughout the few games of the qualifier, right? So why would I call them? So this is on the coach now. No, this is not on the players. No, rejecting. Can you use the terminology or the scenario of the coach, the players not want to play these games? So you touch a little on the commitment,
we already
right?
discussed that one day.
Right. So on the coach's end now, all right, I see Low already. I see this man already in the defense. I see this man already. So they kind of understand my expectations or what I seek to offer from the defensive line. All right. So me now call them because they understand already. So you see, one more look on Topi with a new player like Latibo there. Seeing? So I suspect it could. No, people, I want you to listen. These points that I'm making are not necessarily correct. J-Ross is just asking me these questions, and I'm trying to present scenarios that could have been true why these players were not in the team.
I mean, our coaches are trying to figure out why what happened.
Yeah.
Coach.
This is the mean saying no way, right?
Coach.
Yeah, Qatar.
I don't think you need to speculate. This was a match for the coach to look at players. We were all okay with it. We were told that this was the match to look at European players, and that the Uruguay match was to look at players from the best players from JPL.
Best players from the JPL, right.
What I can't fathom is why we would be paying close to $6,000 for a business class ticket. That's what a business class flight cost from Jamaica to Barcelona. When we claim we had no money to pay for professional under 20s to join up with this team. But so the coach has looked at the players. The whole of Jamaica has looked at the players, and we can make our assessment. But some things, the narrative doesn't work. You've seen Paul Hall has seen Topi since November, because Paul Hall has been the assistant coach and the full coach in January, and Topi has been in every squad. He has seen Ramon Howell.
Qatar, hold on the Qatar.
He has seen Ramon Howell.
Hold on now.
We have all seen Ramon
From
Howell.
a coach's point of view, let me tell you this, Qatar. You see, sometime, let me tell you this, people, and who are coach know this go. You see, sometime, there's a last straw for some players, you know. So you put them back, all right? Coach, me think so because this is the happening and whatever, after having a one-on-one discussion. All right? I'm going to give you another chance. Because me done put the asterisk beside the name in a Qatar.
But coach, this was not, we were not told that this was the last chance saloon for players.
No. Remember, you have some unwritten, unpublicized thing when it comes on to the coach and the player in a Qatar.
Coach,
that's why I tell you from a coach's perspective.
And I don't know if it's 6,000, but even if it's not, for a regular seat, it would be at least $2,000. Right?
No, me not talk about the fear.
No, just let me finish, coach. Let me just finish. Are you playing $2,000 for a player to give him a last chance? You can give him a last chance against Uruguay.
and that's what you think.
Why?
So this I'm saying.
All right, watch out, coach.
Right, let it call.
Give me a chance, brother.
Yeah, man. I just said I'm letting the caller speak.
Yeah. All right, respect. All right, watch this now, coach. Let me get where you come from. You look at it from a perspective and say, all right, the coach wants to see man like Topi and Talbot and him on there again. But these are the only game man could have throw them off in a deep end, basically.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, J-Ross.
So you know put them with nobody where him know say experience already.
Experience. I would have probably hold their hand and cross the water. So he basically put them by themselves.
So he want to see
Thank you.
He want to see what they can do on their feet. Right? Even though, in my opinion, I don't think that was an informed decision because you're going to make The new player them look bad. So you have to go in with two minds, you know. And another thing again too. You have to remember, say Catalonia probably they look for a good matchup, right? So meanwhile, you take this to look on players. Them I take it as a game, right? Where them think could be competitive because they haven't played in a while. So as a coach, you have to free all of that. But it seemed like Paul always was thinking one track. It was a one track mind. I say, yo,
right, a theme.
This game don't really have no.
Yeah. In
This is a game and really have no effect on the rankings or nothing.
Exactly. I remember.
You know, so I must say, all right, this is my only chance to see. But coach, when I say I agree with it, I don't agree with it. I think we should show some respect to Catalonia.
Right, but guess what again?
Look on some
remember,
of them and bring.
Remember, I still speak hypothetically, you know. And these are things that me say personally happen with me, and it happen with other coaches. At the end of the day, you give people last chance. You see me I say? Whether you travel, whether it will cost you or no, you give them last chance. But I'm not saying that is what Paul
it's a hypothetical. We don't know if that Paul really
exactly.
We just try to get at it and try to reason it, you know.
Exactly.
But coach, me say there's reason for this sense that it's very possible say that you want to do. But me I look on them and say, yo, you have to come in with more than one goal for your mind. So on one side you have where you want to look on some players. Secondly, you have where you want to look on players you see already, but you want to get them a last chance. And third, you have to think about say, Catalonia I go want a competitive game because then they play from 2019. So if I go look away, if we go there and embarrass yourself. So you have to bring all of them points together and see where you can come. Put that in a blend and see where you can come out with.
But look on this
all
again.
In a blend and see where you can come out with and work with that.
Look on this again now, Jairus and Catara. It could be a case, you know, where the coach pick all of the top players them, you know, because he want them to gel and have a vibe going into the Nation League, you know. That could also be another scenario that it's presented, you know, that we believe the coach should have done.
Yeah.
So a whole heap of variables.
That's what I'm gonna look on to.
Come out right. Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna look on to. Another thing before me go here, before me leave, coach. Why he brings him in is he want to look on players and he want to give other players last chance. Why not give Wizard in a last chance? Why bring Jimenez over? He could have even still bring Jimenez, you know, and call Wizard in, you know. And make Wizard start and Jimenez come on like 60 minutes or something like that. What's up with that? What they go on this?
But me I wonder if them done with Wizard.
What about David Davis? About Curtis Steele?
No, David Davis.
Enough man go say Curtis Steele no good, but Tupi, if you go say Curtis Steele no good, you have to go say Tupi no good too. So, can't tell what no good, so. Conundrum. So, brother, I don't know. Decision what the coach and the people behind him make the technical committee and you know, they are not transparent, so we have to be here guessing at what they are doing. That's the problem with Jamaica.
And you see,
anyhow, big up yourself.
Well, on there before you go, Jairus. You see, the thing when we not too like to with this thing, it might bring something when not really right, you know. You have a friendly before a tournament because you want to look on one set of players. Then after the friendly, you're gonna bring up another team. You're gonna bring another team to play.
Exactly.
To play in a competition, right? 2 games. Then after that, you change the team again to play another friendly. Then in the other game coming, you have to do a different friendly team. So me can't understand really the trend.
We don't just play as much as the money we are going to use in a Nations League in a different demand.
And that's the last point we did make. So you see a whole part things we can't
money I do, brother? I don't understand. Yeah, the money, what your money when I come in now? What your money ma be built now? If you not go build enough, it be Topi and Talbot.
I'm not Topi, I'm gonna say Floppy.
He'll start every week in a League One. He'll start every week in a League One, even though we say not good. So I want to know what they must see over there. So
and anyhow, Teddy Lee said Davis no good like Cousins, so that's why probably them call him.
No, coach, you see, we're just making
But we call up Ramon Howell. So
Coach, David.
here we go again. We gotta call up Davis and see why him have to off. But even though in kind of a little bit, kind of go on a little bit older side, but you know. We are one left back. Place me man, Cincinnati name Tyler Blackett, you know. Think he used to play for Nottingham Forest or something like that. What about them man there? And he brother West Brom. Ball doing kind of old. I think he was 32, but you could have called him up for them match dog. I name Qatar calling him already, man. Defender. What a defender name, Qatar? Qatar.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. His name slipped me right now. I don't think he's 32. He's 30 or something like that. But Davis broke his back. So how you gonna call up a man with a broken back, brother?
Oh, Davis injured. Okay.
No man, he's broken his back. That's a different kind of injury. So he's not coming back for a while.
Okay.
Right? That was I just trying to say. But
how about Joey Desart?
What I was saying, J-Ross, I wanted to ask you.
As me say, Teddy D say in a chat about them Monday. We could have called them Monday too.
If it was about giving players a last chance.
Kevin Lambert, call about them Monday, them man not get no deserve a last chance. So which brings me to my final point. We did a rush go away, coach. Bring me to my final point. We soon get a chance, get there. Right. Bring me to my final point. Why skip over someone who left Jamaica and appear overseas?
Why what? John, Jairus asked a question and it Jairus gone cataract.
All right, so coach,
what I'm saying, if you ask a question there, because the internet give up on it.
If it was about the last chance, coach, then Curtis still deserve a last chance. Wes Harding deserve a last chance. Casey Palmer deserve a last chance. Amari Bell deserve a last chance. So I am not buying that argument.
Yes, sorry about
that. This was about
Qatar, making those seal it off and then we can take over. Go on, Jairus.
Mr. Reggae Boyz interest the Joey Desart underperforming in the USL League One. So. Yeah. You know, we're gonna start the way more research in the nowadays.
Lambert is in England as we speak. All right. Qatar, what did I say now? Jairus gone again.
Yes, I seen that the last chance saloon could have been given to players who it would only cost £200 for a ticket to go over. Curtis Still, Wes Harding, Casey Palmer, Amari Bell, a whole lot of guys, right? But the truth of the matter is that I'm saying because this is really, for me, somebody wanted to push some players to get them have a look at. And it turned out badly. I don't think there'll be ever a Jamaican player signing for a La Liga club for at least the next decade based on this debacle. Because this will live long in the minds of those unless we play it next year and give a better account of ourselves. So I was going through coach and saying that the Thomas from Waterhouse, well, okay. I mean, he never embarrassed himself. But in looking at the new players and saying whoever there and I beat, boy, the same thing that kind of happened to Greg Lee in the Canada game, if you remember, coach. You remember when he was having to play out a position to cover for somebody? You remember what that somebody did name, coach?
Atope.
So Latibe there looked the worst of the invited players, right? But then I have to say, boy, it's because he was, I mean, that back pass from a Johnny Talbot, like, what are you thinking at this level? So, well, he doesn't have a Jamaican passport, so it will take some time for him to get his citizenship and passport. So I do expect him to see him in the Nation League, but I expect to see him in the future. And it's glad to see him in the black, green, and gold. I got goosebumps seeing Amari Hutchinson in the black, green, and gold. You know, when he lined up, but I think it was a rough ride for him. But he tried to acquit himself well. He showed a good range of passing for me. I saw him make some good crossfield pass that land on the toe point of who he was looking for. And he knocked the ball around a couple of times. So he was there. To me, the standout of the new invitees would have been Johnson Clark Harris. I think he worked hard. This is about the hardest I've ever seen Johnson Clark Harris play. He can be a lazy brother sometimes and just pop up and score a goal, right? But I saw him working his socks off for Jamaica today. You know, he normally says he feeds on scraps, but the man never gave him scraps. I was disappointed in the free kick that he took. I expected him to demonstrate his dead ball prowess like James Ward-Prowse, because he is a very good dead ball free kick taker and penalty taker. I heard Sean earlier when he was talking about the goalkeeper, so that the goalkeeper that fall for the last goal. The last goal in my mind was a penalty, wasn't it, Coach?
No, I never said that.
Hold on. Carla, good evening, you're live. Hold on, panelists. Carla, good evening, you're live.
Good afternoon, sir. Afternoon, everybody.
Yeah,
big
man.
up Catarac and coaches there.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself. What's your name so we can address you by your name?
Jeff.
All right, Jeff. Big up yourself, Jeff.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. It ain't look good out there today, you know. But I can tell you one thing. I hope you not bring back none of them local baller, there, brother.
Seriously?
Because they make everybody look bad. Nah, man, me not disrespect you, them, man. They can go back at training and come back next time. That's not for the national team.
Okay.
All due respects, brother. All due respects, brother. Because we sit down at the end of the day and we build up the player them from yard, coach. And you can't say like we are saying Jimenez him a forward. Yeah, brother, him a forward, but he still never put 1 foot correct. But we want him to play at the top level among professionals. Brother, we have beat all Maggie, coach. And he can't play on a top team. But look on just all the man touch them when the man come on. Tell me what you think about that now. Just in touch them alone, put him a class above everybody else. So you tell me what you think about them now.
I wait for me to tell you what I think.
Yeah, cause brother, I mean, when I say yo last chance and then something about coach. Why I don't know. It hurt me, Cause we all have to judge all the sitting there, the ball of them like Lati Bodier and Cousins, and the man I play among some man I look last, brother. I never think that fear to the youth them at all. This is what I say, but goalkeeper look good, Maggie look good, Harris look like a big man up front, and real talk. Apart from them, man, I don't think nobody else wants United come Nations League. What do you think?
I remember. I think J-Ross did ask me that question. That may I say a very few of them might make the team, the Nations League team.
Why? I think coach will have something up in his sleeve. You know, I think he might give well the local based coaches and all them, man, they want to see the ball of them in the national team and thing. But I think he must set them up because he might do exactly what they want, and when it fail, he have all the proof him bring in who him feel him need to bring in. You see me I say?
Mm-hmm.
Because
And you know,
Cat-
Cataract,
Coach,
Jeff and Sean, something just jumped out at me a few moments ago when we were talking, because this I make the rounds in a Cataract. I mean, know you're a man of your database too. It's like them I say the database flawed. So I'm wondering if the recruiters are bypassing the database that is basically there
the
and
database
going and
flaw.
recruiting players, because Joel the Latibody here does come up.
No, coach.
Uh-huh.
Joel Latimer there, I did a video and told you that there were at one point there were 6 starters for Swansea who were eligible to play for Jamaica, including Joel Latimer there. Corey Smith was another one. Kyle Norton, I think, yes, Kyle Norton, who was formerly at Manchester City, right? So
Carrick
Swansea,
did there Swansea too.
Swansea was a hotbed of Jamaican eligible players. But the thing is, coach, I also think we need to be recruiting from the Premier League. And the question that I would ask, coach, is why would De La Feu, LeMayu, and Cucurella finish play on Sunday and reach a Catalonia today and put on a performance? And none of I know Bailey is in Jamaica. If you watch my live this morning, I don't know if you watch my live, but this morning he was there at thing I trained with Phoenix. And well, I know Pinnock is injured, but Antonio should have been leading that line. There's no excuse. Kemar Roof. That's who they were expecting to see, coach. And if the big guns could show up for Catalonia, where were our big guns? Right?
Because Catalonia.
I also want to ask one more question. I am querying about the 4 players. Did you hear my query? I'm going to query about 2 and 4. Hear my query. The first thing I'm querying about the 4 players who have publicly expressed interest to play for Jamaica. Now, I know Cameron Archer was called up to the England under 20 squad or something like that. I heard England under 21. But why was Keenan Davis, Deshaun Bernard, and Ethan Laird, who is not Cataract Cesar? Coach, you saw the interview that they did, right? The various different interviews.
Yeah, man, and I did a video on Keenan because I got some information.
Right.
And I did a video some time ago about his interest, and then we see the video.
I saw his uncle, but I was just busy with Anthony Grant at the time. Last 1 year ago, when I was fighting for Anthony Grant, I saw his uncle in a Pika doing other business. And say, I'm a nephew, me come look about me want to play for Jamaica. And true, me never even take the man contact. Him say nephew play for Aston Villa first team. And I didn't realize now it's Keenan Davis he was talking about.
Keenan, yeah.
Right? We have heard reports that Cameron Archer approached Leon Bailey and was given a cold shoulder. But Deshaun Bernard said it out of his mouth. Ethan Laird said it out of his mouth. Those are interviews I saw with my own 2 eyes. Deshaun Bernard was talking to some Irish football TV something. So when the time comes, how we don't see those players? I mean, if it's just about looking at players for the future, right? Not necessarily for Nations League. We don't need to carry this bag of man. Uruguay is the match for the local players. This is Western Hemisphere. When you fly a Tyreek Jimenez across the Atlantic, and I think jet lag are kicking, you take him from out of the under 20, where he's supposed to be the senior player and gelling the team, providing leadership to the under 20 group, and you take him to go play a Corrigoat match when you have Wes Harding as a right back, you have Dejan Anderson, Alan Origini, people as I know, Omari Richards are big to come play for Jamaica.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, me hear that.
So why you fly the youngster and he's injured himself now? What was it? What necessitated this?
But Cataract, me tell you a long time, you know. The coach. Let me make that point upon the young Hutchinson. If you notice, he's bringing in youngsters from the JPL and youngsters from overseas. It is good on a coach's resume when they bring in young players to national football. Me bust a player there.
Yeah, but
So
then
I think that's one of the reasons why
he has eight out of 10 players who have applied for Jamaican citizenship. He could have called up Luke Hadley Morgan. He could have called up Connor Boyce Clark. He could have called up Derek Lambekisi if he wanted a left back. So any way you look at it, it does not make sense. Tyreek Jimenez got hurt by Spence. Right? Any way you look at it, it don't make no sense.
Cataract, ever things and get a pool again. Then give him a pool of player to pick from.
Listen, so that's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, I don't necessarily think that he is the one that is calling up all these players. I mean, maybe it is, maybe it's not, but I mean, just based on the past, I don't know how much
I think
of it is him. But gentlemen, it's not who he is calling up. It's how he is introducing these players to the national team. Let me just back up for a sec. I've been off the scene for a minute.
People will close in the stream in a few minutes, you know. So please,
am
a reminder.
Am I to understand that the game against Uruguay is going to be a JPL team?
Well, that's the information that came out.
Well, if that is the case, Paul Hall is losing a stripe. I'm giving Paul Hall a score of 10, and as the campaign progress, I either add points or take a point, and if that is the case, he's losing a point like right now. I think the biggest mistake that we are making and we made today is, okay, we want to reduce the average age of the team, right? So we're bringing some new players because that is what we want. We've all been asking for young players, right? But instead of throwing them all on the pitch at the same time, what I think we should do is at least have our backbone. Instead of stressing the entire team, because that's what you do when you introduce 11 new players, you are stressing the entire team. It's best to stress segments of the team. So you might put your regular defense out there and put your defense under a stress test by having them play with 6 or 5 new players versus you're just throwing 11 players that have never played together and they just get a hiding, which is embarrassing. It is demotivating, and players that are looking on that might be wondering and pondering if they should join the Reggae Boyz campaign, it's going to turn them away. So I think the best way to go about it is you put your regular 4, you put a man in at the backfield like Grant that is a rock, and then you add your 5 or your 6 new players, and then you sub as you go along. Just my point.
So coach, let me tell you, let me just say quickly because I'm leaving. Coach, we seem now to be doing the same thing over and over. First, it was the USA game when we lost 4-0 in Austria.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was the Japan game against the Japan under 23. Then it was the Panama game we lost 3-0. Then we tried to cobble together a side to go and play Canada and got a 4-0 whipping. And now we've gotten 6-0. You cannot pick up a side and cobble it together, coach. You cannot do that. The other point I want to say, and I mean, when a man want to hear it and I want to hear it, or whoever them wants to say, I tell you this. Any side when I have no steal until a player that comes in the ilk of Anthony Grant, meaning steel, who is going to stand up in front of the back line, keep the shape of the team, coach, and put in the dirty work and not be anonymous. I'm going to give Jordan Cousins his due. Towards the end of the game, he grew into the game. But for the first half, with the 4 forced goals, he wasn't there. And I said this on another program. I'm going to say it here again. When Anthony Grant made his debut against Mexico, he was playing with 9 Jamaican-born players, including local players. And him alone, and I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, if Mariappa was in that side. It was Mariappa and Lowe in the defense.
I think
right?
so.
Right. So there's no excuse.
But you have to remember, Catalonia, those were professional ballers.
Let me finish.
Those are professional ballers.
That was a competitive match at high altitude in rain. So I am not making any excuse for anybody who come to play because others have come and done it. Mariappa was what? Mariappa was 35 and Grant was 34 when they did that. These are some young men who come. They got a baptism of fire, and this is what international football. Welcome to Jamrock and international football, brother. Right? And for the players who can't cut it, them can't cut it. Yes, we have to mention Grant because it hurt. Because I don't think he could not stop what happened out there today. But the lesson is that you have to have a steel defensive midfielder that keeps the shape of the side. Point blank. Otherwise, it not going to work.
Cataract, it's more than just a steel defender. You need your traditional back 4, and then you introduce players and sub players in as you go. You cannot start 11 new players and say, well, it's just an audition and we want to see what they can do individually.
Let me ask Fresh God. So you're not hurt with the 6 love? You're good with it?
Who, me?
Fresh God. Where you sit today never hurt you.
Cataract, the next thing what the whole we missed today is, there was nobody talking at no point at all on the field. Nobody now will nobody accountable. Like, I me alone not see that we have a man like Flemings. I not call him selfish, but him play ball in his own way. A man like that cannot be telling nobody on the field what to do from the forward line. And me now go tell you, say, we miss Grant. Is me I say, but we miss a Grant type player, and Grant is the only. Is that really and truly is the only kind of player where we can stand up in the middle like big field and hold people accountable back and behind, in front of him and behind him. You see me I say? So me not really tell you, say, a Grant we miss, but we really miss a Grant type player. I'm 100% agree with you.
Listen. Persons are saying they're tired to hear about the Grant thing and the Grant stuff. And you are saying we miss a Grant type player, but we really not see another Grant type player. Look, Anthony Grant wrote an impassionate letter to the JFF, right? Where, if I'm not mistaken, he was saying he really wants to be a role model, mentor, etc., etc. Anthony Grant might not make it to the next World Cup, but Anthony Grant can be that type, a mentor that can be the steel right now in this team, because Anthony Grant is a communicator on the pitch. He can be the steel in the middle of the pitch right now for all those new players around him. So yes, he might not make it to the World Cup because we might find somebody younger, better, or just as good, or his legs might just fall off by the time we get there. But for right now, we need, if we are going to blood new players into the team, or not blood new players into the team, because that's not what we do. If we are just going to bring new players into the team, you need a steely defender, a central defender like Anthony Grant, and you need to encompass some of our traditional back 4, the best back 4 that we can find. And again, I know I said it before, I'm going to say it again. You cannot put your entire team under a stress test. It's going to fall apart. It's better you get your back 4 plus Grant and you put your back 4 under a stress test. Even if they fail here and there, It will help to build chemistry among the back four.
Listen, listen, I understand what you say, but there is a whole lot of people on the field that can communicate with them one another. Whether they speak raw patois or them speak English. The right was it the right back of Jamaica player yard, one of the centre half player yard. The left back
Listen,
player yard, one of the central midfielder player. No, listen now. Maybe just tell me where you thinking.
okay,
You
all
don't
right.
think they need to talk to them one another. You don't think they
Listen,
need to talk to them one another. And something could have been done.
okay,
We can't
all right.
listen
So
with not and cousins come in and Omari Hutchins. Omari Hutchins, the man, him supposed to play behind. Let's just say a top two, a top one, or have a wing up on either side. I am support it. Because I guess attacking midfield is the best position. Right? Brother, a one man miss up in the field. Flemings is roaming. Hutchins Nam stay one side of the field. And like the communication, brother, for it just all me not really tend to try different chemistry because everybody a footballer, everybody can pass the ball. You understand what I get at? Everybody can sense pressure once you play professional football. You understand what I get at, brother? So you see they not being able to play together and stuff like that. Me not really tend to follow the understanding there football. You understand what I say? But brother, like everybody being off key, one man a play a one pace, one man a play a one next pace. The man them now read the game. Me don't know if because me that look fit, but the overseas base player them a read the game 3-4 times faster than the local base player. Me see even the Latibody youth, me see the man read a tackle in a midfield. Even though him step up and he miss the tackle, me still see the man a read the game at one pace where long when me see the man I make the run, two people stand up in a one position. Not even for cover where the man a come from, and the man see the tackle. You know them little something that a football etiquette, brother. Almost simple reading that, And the youth them and it's like even alright, let's just say the man step up. Me not see a right back a tell the centre half step over. Me not see the left back a pull in. You know what I mean?
that's chemistry.
Me not see nobody I tell how well for pull back. Brother, it's not chemistry, a simple
It
football
is.
etiquette, some things. No, brother, man, you can't say that. Them something there in a modern day football is still football etiquette. I like when you play a ball, when you play a ball with your virgin them, you tell a man, say, yo, step up, yo, pull back. Brother, that's a football etiquette that. And on a big
All right,
field and a chemistry that I like me I tell.
all right. So stick up in because you had
Final
asked
point,
me a
final
question.
point, Sean. We're gonna
Okay,
close
all right,
off
all right.
now. Final
All
point.
right, no, coach. I mean, me not go really say anything apart from what I've been saying, which is we need to blood players into the team, and we need to when we are bringing new players in, we need to have our regular backline plus somebody that can marshal the midfield. We need a player like Grant because you had asked if the man them can talk. Not everybody is a leader. Everybody can talk, but not everybody is a leader. We need somebody on the pitch that is going to have that leadership role and play that leadership role that can communicate on the pitch. And that was not there today.
Who you think overfall to think that? Just be honest. Overfall to think that.
Well, it's not an individual person's fault. It's the system
All right.
that we are
All
using
right.
to bring players on board, which is just through 11 new players on board. I say somebody even said that this is a bad crop of players. It's not a bad crop of players. It's not because, to be quite honest, the youth named Hutchinson, I was expecting a whole lot more, but I'm not gonna hold it against him because I didn't see what I was expecting. I have to realize that
That's right.
the man I play against 11 man would never play together.
You know one thing, coach, my final point. The only
Yeah,
one thing
final.
what me never really like about this whole Catalonia, long before coach or long before we find out about any side I pick, we are listen to the vlog of them and everything. Oh, we are gonna hear say coach all I go pick. I said what your name again? Them say I don't remember who said it, don't quote me, It's either Mr. Speed or Leader, but one of them I don't remember. They say they're gonna use it to pick from the players that are playing overseas. Right? Me know that me hear. But me just not understand how we see local based players in a team when I'm supposed to pick. You understand what I get at? So like that leave me in one place right now. It's like me know Paul Hall are no fool. And me know we was no fool. You see me I say? So it's like what the man me can't tell us that Paul Hall pick this aside. Cause Paul Hall no quality. We can't say no quality. The man oversee what is it like what the third best youth development project in the United Kingdom? Come on dog. I mean I mean, we know him not stupid. He might not know international football, but the man can know people who can pass ball. I lie, me I tell.
No lie.
You see me I say? So,
Yeah, man.
and
All
that,
right, Jeff.
like, you can't question him. Big up yourself.
All right,
Take
Jeff.
care.
Big up yourself. So, I believe a Paul will pick the team still. Anyways, Waterhouse are through to the CONCACAF League after a hat-trick from Leslie helped them 4-0 trashing off FC Bayamon from Puerto Rico. So, big up to Waterhouse there. Guna, you there?
But you know, mute my coach, so I'm just go and listen.
We're not here, Guna.
You know, hear me?
We can't hear, man.
Oh, okay.
You are hear him?
Yes.
We are going with the
You
coach.
not hear him.
You still not hear me, coach?
Oh, yeah, me I hear you now.
Oh, me I see you mute my mic, man, so you going to hear me? Yeah, man.
If me do what?
You know, I find it strange, coach, because the days pan days we get up and we are say, oh, this a player coming and that the player they are coming from this a place, yeah. And all different type of player coming from all over the place. And we cheer and we say, yeah, squad I get better based off our names them who are bringing. Now, when the names then go up on the field and the chemistry not right, we see one turn and start complaining. So why team looks so? We find it strange. Why the team looks so?
And to add to your point, Guna, I see in people and say, yeah, man, this is a good starting lineup.
Exactly.
And when the team done have peer sticks and stones.
Coach, I'm the most optimistic Reggae Boy fan. Reggae Boy can't do nothing wrong for me. I'm always loud and nice and excited. And me say we're going to lose 3-1. Hopefully. That me say, hopefully a 3-1 is scared. That's how me say. Me and you, we have goal. So me hopeful. But me know say, it not going to work. Coach, the team are 20 players, right? When you're looking at the team there, are 20 players, but 3 of them play together. The entire career. But 3 of them play together the entire career. The coach have one training session. One single training session. Coach, you are coach and you know and understand what chemistry is about. You know what chemistry means to a team. When you look at the Catalonian squad, them players that pass through the La Masia system, all of them pass through the La Masia system. So they must play together at some point in time. Even if them don't play together, they have one footballing philosophy, one footballing ideology.
Yeah,
so
man.
them know the EO one. And this any given day, and this is what we come back to. So them can operate. We don't have that. Now, Paul will do a little thing. Yeah, it may look harsh, you know. Paul will put out him and say, you are going. One of 2 things. Either on the swing, on the sink, or on the swim.
So soldier training them there.
Either on the sink
camp.
or on the swim. Because, you know, only someone can play for it. This is condition it takes work to play for an international team. You're not going to go training session. You have to adapt quickly. So either on the sink or swim. But guess what going today, coach? Boy, we think. We think we couldn't see him at all. But say this to say that, coach. Just as how we lad, I make nice to say, oh, the ball, let me come in, and we get this a ball, and we get that the ball. And a long time if you are bringing the ball. When the man then come, and we don't see team perform, we can't just jump and get up and say, everything is going wrong. We cannot say everything is going wrong. Me hear people say you can have 11 players, but once you have a steal in front of the defense, you're good. No go so. You know, that's how football go. So what if you had Andre Blake alone in a goal and everybody in front of him, first time I play, it may never more up just the same. Football is a cohesive team sport. Team means everybody. You must understand even the weakest person for your team. You must know that you are one. Maggie right foot not so strong. To pass the ball to him left side when you can pick it, collect the ball and turn in transition. How much player on the field are gonna know that? They have one training session with Maggie. How much player on the field are gonna know that? Because them don't know them will pass the ball any all out to him. And they will pass the ball in any situation. The man knows that you are going. Zimnis is a young youth, him still a child learning craft. Hutchinson is a young youth, him still a child learning craft. They just have throw a ball upon him. Because they say him name Hutchinson a big name, they just have fling a ball upon him in any condition. Not knowing him still a learning craft. That is where chemistry come in play. You must know your teammate them. You must understand your teammate them. Now, I get a look at secret coach.
But Guna, chemistry can't come in and then can't know them teammate if them not play together, you know.
Exactly.
So if me I continue to throw the ball to you, I throw the ball to you. That means that me unfair to you, knowing that we not have a lot of training sessions.
And that means that me don't know you don't know me coach, you don't know me player. So when time we believe so we can just put a team together and the results will come automatically. That is stupidness, that is nonsense. Coach, you could have pick up the best set of balls in the world and put them together and put an all-star team together. And me have a team when we have played for 9 years straight, consistently at a high level. Don't feel like you can just come beat me just like that. I don't so football go. You can't just run in for me just so. No matter how good your team be, individually, if you can't put them together to play in a particular system, understanding each other and how the team play, you have to get beaten. Because if Ronaldinho play with Messi and Ronaldinho knows that Messi really good with him left foot, Ronaldinho go pass it for Messi right foot. Just saying. So, I understand what happened right now. We have to get whole for beaten. I want to tell you, Reggae Boy fans in this. You see, not this period, this is where the transition starts. We have to get whole for beaten because this is where the testing and the adjusting are going right now. Paul Hall, I look for people who are going to fit team system. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, coach, because we're going to get beaten left, right, and center. But Paul Hall on the route of trying to find his team going to 2026. All we are going right now is trial and error. Strictly trial and error. Until he said, okay, me know them 5 defenders here, them 5 center backs here. These 5 center backs can work in my system. These.
Guna, can I ask you a question?
No, hold on. That's why I said earlier, no, Guna. I made some of those points earlier, and one where I go drive home is that's why I believe that Paul Hall wouldn't want to call players that you would have played in the latter part of the campaign would have known.
Players they never seen before.
Would have known how his system worked to come play this game.
And it would make no sense. But
it would make no sense to them and what he's trying to build on. Quickly, Sean, asking the question because we're giving Guna 5 more minutes and we run out of here.
Yeah.
So he said Paul Hall wants players that fit into his system. Wouldn't it be better to bring some of your current players, some of the current backbone from your system and see how the players fit in with those players versus bringing in 11 new players and trying to teach them your system?
First of all, let me answer the question there. When would be the right time? When do you think Paul Hall will get the time to bring in those new players to see if them can suit the system. That is
Good.
question.
Hear what? All right. So
No, answer
that
the
is
question
the.
first. Well,
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I
answer the question
will.
first.
I will. Now is the time for him to bring in the new players. But what I am saying is that instead of bringing in 11 new players and stressing the entire team, you should stress a segment of your team. And for me, it should be the defense. You bring on your traditional defense. So that is the back.
No, Sean. Him a look defenders to Sean. Him a look defenders too.
Hear me. You bring on your back four, right? And then you bring on your 6 other players. And as the game goes along, you sub in players. You sub in defenders as well. But you don't just throw 11 players out there.
Let me answer that. Now, in football, right? If you want to find your team, you have to have trial and error. Which means that who you know already, your main focus is not them. Who you don't know about, you have to find out what they can add to the team. So if you continue, stick with who you know, your progression level will go slow down. The reason I'm saying this is we have the lull session right now to do that. Get the team at a level or getting the players who will fit its system right now. So in 2 years time period, those players would have already been playing on a consistent level together. In that time period, if you have a player who break out, you can add that player. So Latibod here, quality. You can see the quality. Kaim Paris, you can see the quality. So you have these players for the next 2 years getting better and better. Latibod here probably end up in the Premier League. Paris probably end up at the top. So we have the players playing at the top level. The million, billion, these guys. Unless someone really, really break out of the notch, maybe getting a big move or you end up in Premier League playing quality like how Shaman Nicholson just bust like that. Yes, okay. He looks ready for the team. We can add him because you can see what he's going to add. Moreover, at this point in time, if we don't start doing it right now, it will take a longer time period and to get the team at a level because we have to consider the next 2 years, where you want the team to be in the next 2 years. Do you want to still have Damian Lowe and Mariappa in the defense in the next 2 years going on? No, you don't want that. You want to move away from these players because these players are getting older. These players don't play the system. So you want to take your time and you want to phase these players out as fast as possible so that you can make the team take that extra step. So when you have an Ethan Pinnock, you said, okay, Ethan Pinnock is already there. We know the quality that he has. We already find a little gem in King. Let's keep Ethan King in and around so that he can understudy from Ethan Pinnock. In the same time, you still have other defenders who you're looking at, said, okay, the Joel Latibodier is a young player, so he can also be in and around the squad. So you have Latibodier and King understudying from Ethan Pinnock. So you have two quality defenders, young quality defenders with prospect, hot prospect, understudying a top class defender. So right there and then you can eliminate the Mariappa, the Hector, the Damian Lowe out of the equation because you're now moving to a next level. But if you
what
is
wrong with that
rule now, this is what your rule is. Keep Mariappa, keep Damian Lowe, and then bring in Omar Hutchinson up front and see what he has to offer. If it doesn't work, you try another winger. No, you have to start holistically. It's not only pieces of the team. It is the entire team needs to be adjusted and affixed to the system.
All right. Here. Well, on Sean, the conversation and I got done now. Remember, I said you have 40 seconds, Sean. Go ahead.
No. So here is the thing, coach. We keep on auditioning players. And by the time the audition done, we are in the midst of the World Cup qualifying campaign. Because believe me, all the auditioning that we are doing right now, it will continue because the door to the door to the parish of the United Kingdom is always going to be open, and there will always be players coming in. So the audition will absolutely never end. So what we always find ourselves in, we are always auditioning players up to the last minute, and then we have the players. We have what we called the golden generation, and then the World Cup qualification come around and it fall apart. So we have the players. What we do not have since Rene Simonis is the chemistry. So Guna, I'm gonna make the point one more time.
Yeah.
You start with your back four. Me not care how old them be. I don't care how young them be. You start with your back four and you blood players in. If you need to bring in a new defender, fine. You start with your back four, and as the game progresses, you can bring in a new defender. You can sub in a new defender, and you build from the back to the front. So there is a time when you are gonna start with the back four, and then you start with 6 new players, and then you start with the back four plus 2 traditional midfield players, and then you just gradually build from the back up to the front, so that over time the spine of the team plays more games together, so that they build chemistry over time. And yes, doing that, you will always have the opportunity to see new players, auditioning new players. But we can audition and we can build chemistry at the same time with the strategy that I am suggesting.
All right, point taken, Guna, point taken, but we have to close off the stream. I just want to say that Paul Hall is actually trying to, in my estimation, trying to cement a back 3. So Sean, but show the back 4 thing though, yeah, but we can understand the point you make. Good point you're making, Guna making good points. So this topic can really go into a whole lot of things, but I really have to close off this stream. Thanks very much for tuning in. Thanks for coming on, Sean, Cataract, Guna, and the other persons that call in. It was a good look at discussion. But I mean, this game was solely for scene players. What I don't like about it, as Sean said, the whole what you call it, the whole auditioning thing, it might cause some problems. It might cause the chemistry we are trying to work on not to be there, because you use a different team in this Catalonia, then you have to pick a different team to play Suriname, then you have to pick a different team to play is it Uruguay? Yeah. And then you have to play a different team for the Mexico game. So that can spell some problem. But big up on yourself, gentle people. Thanks very much for tuning in. Stay safe. Until next time. Peace out.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.